Well, Sam, if I'm going to bet on myself, because betonline.net is about betting on yourself, go with things this is what I'm going to bet. I would bet in order for it to be perfect, because this is the problem with Vikings fans. So I'm going to start there for the summer. Here's my hot take for the summer. The Vikings could probably go 13-4 this year. 13-4. But if Kirk Cousins does not have a great year, like Justin Jefferson has a great year, Dalvin Cook has a great year, but Kirk Cousins has like a lukewarm Jimmy Garoppolo type of year, Vikings fans aren't happy, because then it's like, well, maybe Mike Zimmer should have just bought in Kevin O'Connell's offensive coordinator. Maybe. The defense does well in this 3-4 defense, but nothing changes. They're still 18th, 19th, but they make it to the NFC Championship and they lose. Vikings fans still aren't happy. Mike Zimmer got us there. We've done that before. And so what I've learned about perfect temperatures in Minnesota, perfect sports fans moments, the Vikings have to have a flawless victory type season. Not 13 wins, but just everybody needs to excel, especially offensively. Defensively, I think they're going to be fine. Offensively, so that's my hot take. The Vikings will get 12 wins. I just feel it now with this offense and the way new offenses have come into the NFL and taken it by storm. San Francisco, the Packers with all their shifts and motions. And then you have the Rams who found a way to win it all with their shifts and motions. My guess is Kevin O'Connell's the next young gun who's going to do it as well and have a pretty stellar season. For the Twins, I think they're going to finish in first place in the AL Central. I mean, I don't see them giving it up. It is getting closer and closer. But I think the Twins are going to finish in first place. But again, if they have to face the Yankees early and they can't find a way to win, Twins fans aren't happy. So that's the key for them. For it to be perfect temperature, they have to win. For the Timberwolves, that's a tough one because this draft, I mean, Anthony Edwards, that was a great pick over LaMelo Ball. I know that was the question mark of who should they get, who's not going to be. It worked out. Anthony Edwards is the guy. But my hot take for them is they have to move D'Lo. They have to move D'Lo in order to get a piece of the puzzle that's going to be long-term. If he is long-term, sign him. I could be wrong there, but they're going to move D'Lo. They're going to move him, and they're going to try to find a way to get more capital off that, whether it's a veteran, whether it's a draft pick and a veteran, whether they trade up and give more money. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know they have to move D'Lo. I would love to see Kyrie Irving come. Like, if the Nets could take D'Lo back and bring Kyrie here, Kyrie, Anthony Edwards, and Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm good with that. I think those are young pieces that are willing to listen to Kyrie. Kyrie will be a captain on that team. I don't think Kyrie doesn't talk enough to be a Jimmy Butler jerk type player. So I think he fits well in that group. That would be that one for that one. And the Gophers. I think the Gophers win the West. It's time now. You look at all these recruits coming. They have a top 10 recruiting class right now. Yes, they have numbers. They have 17 guys committed for 2023 compared to other schools with like 5, 4, 9. But hey, the fact that guys are jumping in the boat this early, 17 commits. Now, I do find a problem with that because you're going to see a lot of guys decommit as more guys commit in their position. And like, man, wait a minute. I got to compete against that guy. But that's what the Gophers are becoming now. PJ Fleck said that. We're not going to wait around for guys that want to be a part of our team. We're going to get the guys that want to be here and want to be program guys because he did it in Western Michigan and we won 13 games. So there is a method to his madness when people are seeing all these commits. And I think those are my hot ones. Sam, what about you?
Man, I want to live in Ron Johnson's world. We got Twins winning the division. We got Vikings 12 wins. We got Gophers winning the division. This is going to be a great summer and fall and heading into winter. I think my hot summer day hot take is that the Minnesota Vikings fans will run out of the honeymoon period on Kevin O'Connell by the bye week. I think that people are going to have the pitchforks ready. I think that there's going to be difficulty early in the year, whether that's Kirk not grasping the offense right away, whether it's maybe an untimely injury to someone you can't afford, like a Daniil or a Za'Darius or a Justin Jefferson. And I think that Kevin O'Connell's going to get his feet wet. He's going to have to take the bows and arrows if some decisions don't go his way. As for the Twins, I feel like they're coming back to earth. I think it's going to be a pennant chase, and they may have to settle for a wild card spot. And you know what happens when you're a wild card? You end up playing the Yankees in the playoffs. The Yankees are one of the best teams in baseball in recent memory. I think the Twins will face the Yankees again in the playoffs. But here's the hot take, Ron. The Twins will beat the Yankees in the playoffs and end the Yankees World Series run. Just because what better time for the Twins to break the curse than to do it against maybe the best baseball team we've seen in decades. So there's my hot summer day hot take.
And for the Twins, I mean, they got the Guardians now, 3-game series. When you look at the Diamondbacks, again, it was one of those 2-1 series. It's a toss-up. But, I mean, to put up 11 runs on the Diamondbacks, and then you turn around and lose 7-1, 7-2 early before that. That's what this Twins team is. And so you just don't know which Twins team. Because if we go back, remember, they did get one out of the Yankees. And people were like, whoa, wait a minute. This team beat the Yankees. But they lost to the Yankees 10-4. But they beat the Yankees 8-1. And so that's my question is, which Twins team are we going to get? My hope is that they just walk in and they don't have to worry about the Yankees early. But if they do, hey, that 8-1 is still there. That's something you can go back on and watch film and say, what did we do in this game? What was our mindset in that game? What was our intensity level in that game? I think that's the key. Like the Twins, yeah, it's inevitable. Like I think Audra Martin was saying, if you start out fast enough, your falls here and there aren't going to matter. Now, if they had been 500 all the way through and then they had that Tigers collapse, I think the fans would be scared. Like they would be literally, because they would have given games back and they'd be below 500 now by 4 games. But they started out hot enough that the Twins Tiger series, the Diamondbacks 2 losses, the Yankees 2 losses, it just nicked them a little bit. It's like, oh man, I gotta put a Band-Aid on this. And that's what they have to figure out. What is that Band-Aid? Is this sweeping the Guardians? And then you got the Rockies. And then they have the Guardians again for 6, 7 more. I mean, that's ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's ridiculous. 8 games out of 11, you got to play the Guardians. Like, what does baseball do? See, that's the reason why baseball loses fans. And I'm not going to go on a rant about that. We'll talk about that sometime next week or maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But that's why baseball loses fans, because of weird stuff like that. Like whoever did that schedule, he had to be drunk or high not to realize 8 out of the 11 games are going to play the same team. Come on, man. Like if I bought a ticket to just watch the Guardians, I'm not buying a ticket to watch the Guardians and the Twins play 8 times. Like you got to be a baseball lover to want to do that. I'm good with 1. And then I want to see the Orioles or I want to see the White Sox. Like, come on, man.